Everything you want in life, I believe, is right outside your comfort zone.
Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Sunday Night Live.
There is a switch inside of every one of us. And at any moment in life, you could turn that switch from surviving to winning. Because ultimately, survival is an illusion.
You gotta flip that switch. I have flipped my switch. And I love what I do so much that I don't need anybody to tell me that's what I was called to do.
There's definitely a switch inside each and every one of us.
Yeah.
So, like, think about the walls here.
Yeah.
Even when the lights are off, there's electricity in these walls. Even during your worst moments, there is vitality ripping through your veins. There is an electrical life force within you. And life can turn that switch off, but it's still there.
What are you waiting on? Help? What are you waiting on? Support? What are you waiting on? Somebody to ignite you? Somebody to turn your switch on? Somebody to yell at you, scream at you, cuss you out? What are you waiting on to make your day whatever you want it to be?
What makes a lion a lion? I'm looking because if I can find out what makes a lion, I can help you turn that switch on. Because we all have it. That switch is in all of us. It's in a high school dropout. That switch is in someone who was homeless and ate out of trash. That switch exists in all of us. And I knew if I could turn the switch on, and if I could teach you how to turn that switch on.
What causes that switch to flip? The overdrive, the beast mode, the full-on destroyer that will not stop.
Hey, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sunday Night Live with author Eric Johnson. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, whether you're watching right now live or you catch it on the playback. I do appreciate you guys, and that's from the bottom of my heart. What y'all have for dinner today, y'all? It's Sunday. Y'all know how I do it. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you had to eat. I got a real action-packed show for y'all tonight. And I think this is going to be one of my most powerful shows because tonight's episode is titled The Power of Fear. And I've realized along my journey, 48 years, that a lot of people are paralyzed by fear. So I want to be real casual tonight if I can. I'm going to go over a lot of information that I feel is necessary, a lot of things I believe that a lot of people just don't know. And if they do know, I just want to give it to them again because they may be operating in fear in their life. So I'm going to give everybody just a few seconds to get logged on. Hey, baby. I see you. Happy Sunday. Galvanized Financial TV. What's happening? They had curry chicken, cornbread, broccoli, and rice. That sound good. I've been on a no meat diet for 21 days now, and I tell you what, it's been tough, but we hanging in there, trying to go 30 days. And I think I'm going to bless myself with some fish. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Give everybody a few more seconds. Tonight, we're talking about fear. We're talking about the power of fear. I believe that the switch within, which is what I'm always on, is something that can get cut off by fear. So I wanted to speak on that. And like I said, it's going to be real casual. But if y'all ready, let's go ahead and get started just to be cognizant of everyone's time. I'm going to go fast and then I'm going to wrap it all up. I just want y'all to be patient with me. But if you really feel like something has been holding you back, what's going on, Mike? What's up, Mike? Yeah, man, shout out to my boy Mike up in New York doing some amazing things. Mike Andrews, man, much love to you. Let's talk about fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous and likely to cause pain or a threat. One more time. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous and likely to cause pain or a threat. Fear is ingrained in all of us. We have learned over time that it's an evolutionary survival tactic known as fight or flight instinct. The purpose of fear is to use adrenaline to tell us to protect ourselves and move out of harm's way. Fear is your body's natural warning system. So, like I said, guys, I'm gonna break down quite a bit. I'm gonna wrap it up here in just a second. Won't take me long, but I want you to physically or physiologically under threat, physically or psychologically under threat, different areas of the brain immediately activate and communicate with one another. This response is referred to as fear conditioning and consists of 3 distinctive steps. If you're taking notes, write this down. Step 1, you receive a sensory message with the potentially dangerous output. So you get a message that something dangerous is in front of you. Number 2, you record the experience into your memory. So you receive it, you put it in your memory. Number 3, you initiate a defense response. Other symptoms of fear that you may feel after you've documented those dangerous outputs is you get increased perspiration, accelerated heart rate, increased blood pressure, a sudden rush of adrenaline, hot flashes, body trembles, chills. Does this sound familiar? Let me tell you a quick story. So 2016, I'm sitting in my office. I'm in the car business and I'm faced with the decision of my life. And I just want to come on here tonight and let y'all know that I was scared. Whoa. I was scared. Like, as a grown man, I was really scared because this decision, I realized that it could change my life. It could change my life. Well, I was sitting at my desk and I was faced with the scary thought of leaving my job to become a home builder. One more time, 2016, sitting at my desk, just like y'all do, a lot of y'all, sitting at my desk, scared. Because I had built a house while I was still in the car business. But at my job at the time, man, I was knocking it out of the park. I had become well recognized around that particular dealership. And I was comfortable. I had a deep referral base. I was making 6 figures. But I had the opportunity to become a home builder. I was scared, though. Tonight we're talking about fear, so let me just open up with my fear of why would I leave my perfectly safe job to begin building homes? Let's go back. I can remember making $4.25 an hour. I did a lot of back-breaking jobs. I did some call centers. I did collections, warehouse, you name it, I did it. Fast forward to sitting at my desk. I was making 6 figures, y'all. I was doing well at my job. I was comfortable. I had a deep pipeline. I was in sales, just doing good, making a lot of money, probably making a little bit more money than I had ever made in my life. But I had the opportunity, watch this, I had the opportunity to become a home builder. But I was scared. I was scared. I told my wife, Keely's watching. I love you, baby. Thank you so much just for being my backbone. Went home to Keely and I said, baby, and I told her what was going on. So she said, are you crazy? Whoa. Keely said, are you crazy? Because Keely was with me when I was making $4.25 an hour and then went up to $8, $10, $18. Y'all know how it go. She said, because we were making six figures, doing pretty good for some folk that came from nothing. You know how they say, got it out the mud? Me and my wife got it out the mud. Whoa. 2-piece chicken, sharing it. Our last $5 at Taco Bell, and they didn't give us enough meat. How about we went up there and complained? Keely, much love, baby, but I was scared. Whoa. I was scared. Whoa. I was scared at my desk. I didn't have it all together. I wasn't that confident. I didn't have this big push of machoism that was going to make me pack my stuff in a little bitty box and go home to my wife, 5 kids, and a grandbaby and say, I'm going to have to quit. Well, let me just fast forward and get back to my notes. I quit. I faced my fear. We're going to talk about that later, but that's what this live is about tonight. If you've been having some issues in your mind that you feel have been holding you back, let me be the one to tell you 9 times out of 10, it's fear. Whoa. You feel me? Something in our mind, and I'm going to get to it. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Something in our mind make us start sweating when we scared. Something in our mind. Are you the type of driver that if it's a heck of a storm, do you pull over with your hazards on or do you keep going? Whoa. I'm a keep going type of guy. Ask my wife. As soon as I feel that, okay, it's COVID, the stores are closed, everything is running low, I'm the guy to get in my car and go get it for my family. Is that you? Or do you pull over? Do you pull over because you have that fear that won't allow you to press forward? I'm not saying do anything stupid, but I am saying that if God have put a school in you, if God have put a business in you or a book in you or a marriage in you or a child in you, stop being afraid and go get it. Stop being afraid and go get it. There's a difference between a fear and a phobia. Fear is our natural biological response when we're in the presence of actual or perceived danger. A phobia usually triggers our fear response with a specific feared situation or object. In some cases, you might feel constant anxiety or experience panic attacks that your specific phobia might suddenly appear. How about you're shy, you're quiet, and they ask you to come speak in front of the room? I can do it all day long, but you can't. That phobia is that trigger. We're going to say a phobia is a trigger. Phobia is a trigger. Fear, we're going to call that a natural biological response. Like this is natural, but the trigger for the natural comes through the form of a phobia. Scared of spiders, scared of heights, scared of speaking in front of the room. Each time you get triggered, watch this, y'all. And each time you get triggered, then biologically, your body is telling you danger is present, harm is present, a threat is present. Imagine that you live in an area with tornadoes and the weather report sets out an alert. Fear for your physical well-being will compel you to take shelter and prepare with flashlights, water, other essentials. Your feelings of fear dissipate once the tornado passes. I'm not trying to tell you guys to do anything that's not natural or that's stupid. If you have a fear of jumping in the ocean because you believe there's sharks in there and they'll eat you, stay out the ocean. Okay? I'm not saying do anything crazy, but what I am saying is, there's some stuff in your life that you've been dealing with and that you've been going through and you scared. Let me be the person tonight to tell you scared. And I know it's scared, but right now I'm talking scared. Have the money, have the education, you have the credentials, you just scared. You know why? Sometimes we get scared because we talk to our crowd. And our crowd tells us, man, I wouldn't do that. Man, I wouldn't, man, no, your 401k, I wouldn't dare self-direct your IRA. I wouldn't dare do that. No, that's correct. To start your dream business, I wouldn't do that. I know a buddy, watch this is how the haters talk. I know a friend of mine that did that and lost it all. Are you that person that's scared just because you talking to the crowd and your crowd make you scared? Sometimes, this deep, it's your own mind. Whoa. How about your own mind? Remember, we say it's biological. Your own mind tells you, don't do it. Whoa. Pull over. Cut your flashers on. Who would drive in a storm like this? Man, it's a reason them wipers go all the way up high. Have you ever used them when they like this? I'm being dead serious. Sometimes in life, man, you have the opportunity of a lifetime. But watch this. The storm's still gonna hit. The storm's still gonna hit. What I've learned in life, y'all, and I'm gonna wrap this up, is that that's when you made right there. When everything is against you and you do it anyway, when you push, watch this, write this in your notes. When you push past your fear, guess what happens? You grow. You grow. You grow because you push through that fear. You push through that fear. There are social phobias that we deal with every day. I'm trying to give you some information for right now. For people with social anxiety, everyday social issues might cause anxiety, self-consciousness, and embarrassment. Do you have the fear of being judged? That when you walk in a room, everyone's looking at your mole or looking at your physical disability. You may have a little limp and you think the whole room is watching that. Do you have a worry that you'll embarrass yourself in front of people? Do you have the anxiety of offending someone, talking in large groups, speaking in public, talking on the phone, meeting new people, speaking to authority figures such as doctors? Like, do you start sweating and rubbing your hands together and when your doctor's talking to you, or if the police talk to you, or whoever, if your boss at work is talking to you, do you start getting scared? Do you start showing these signs that you have some social anxiety? I'm just asking. And I'm gonna give you guys a chance to come on tonight and talk to me about this because I think it's deep. What causes fear? Specific phobias usually are caused by specific traumatic experiences or events. Here are a few causes. Childhood memories. A traumatic event in your childhood could be the source of fear you try to protect yourself from in adulthood. I'm gonna say that one more time. A traumatic event in your childhood could be the source of fear for you trying to protect yourself. A traumatic event in your childhood could be the source of fear you try to protect yourself from in adulthood. Example, you was in a car crash and now you develop these real safe driving habits to avoid accidents. You almost drowned. So now you stay away from deep water. You only hang by the shore. You only hang in a swimming pool that your feet can touch the ground. Dangerous. Okay, so those are childhood memories. Dangerous situations. Fear or real or imagined dangerous situations that could stem from lived experiences or external influences. The fear of driving home alone at night. Do you know some people are afraid to drive at night? Won't come, won't go if it's at night. How about a fear of falling from a great height? You know, everybody's on the not the tallest one at Hurricane Harbor, but right under that one, which is still high as I don't know what up there off 30. Are you the person that won't even try that because you're afraid? So childhood can shape us of being afraid or having fear. Tonight, we're talking the power of fear. Dangerous situations can cause you to be afraid. Uncertainty. This is a real deep one to me. Uncertainty can be exciting for some people, while others might find a lack of control to be a source of anxiety. When your job says, hey, in 2 weeks, we're going to have a big meeting, but they don't tell nobody what it's about. And then the little rumor mill starts rolling around. And I mean, everybody's afraid. They don't know what the people are going to say, but it's just uncertainty. Fear of uncertainty most likely has a cause and effect. It may be stimulated by past experiences or new ones with an unclear outcome. Being single might create a fear of being alone. Financial hardships might create a fear of the future. A new job might create a fear of failure. A breakup might create a fear of rejection. How many of us, including me, are walking around afraid of things? And I'm just going to fast forward in my notes. Do you know that fear paralyzes you? That's the power of fear, is that you get stuck. And I'm not talking physical, literal paralysis. I'm talking about in your life, you just get stuck. You just get stuck in that same routine because you're afraid. Mom and dad, love y'all. I know y'all watching. And dad, I know you're going to get mad at me, but I'm going to say it anyway. When my dad has to go somewhere and he got to get on Google, Daddy 82 now. I ain't going to put him out there too bad. Daddy's 82. But when he got to go somewhere and he have to get on Google, which not really technical savvy, y'all know how the older folks say, when he has to print off directions, he gets scared. You know why he gets scared? Because he's been lost before. Whoa. He's been lost before. Are you afraid of getting lost? I know my wife is. Talking about my dad, but my wife, man, she get lost. She said one night she got lost. Supposed to have been going to North Dallas, ended up in almost Oklahoma. You feel me? So that fear sets in every time, right before you have to do something that you're afraid to do. Let's talk about what causes. Let's talk about the responses to fear. So we talked about what it was. We talked about the difference between a phobia and fear. We talked about the causes, childhood, dangerous things happening, uncertainty. But I know y'all know that when you were young, they said, okay, it's a fight or flight situation. Fear actually can be described in 4 categories. 4 categories. These are the responses: fight, flight, freeze, fawn. When we experience the fight response, our brain is trying to ward off danger by defeating it. If the danger is real and can be overcome with physical strength, this can be an effective tool to keep us safe. But when the perceived danger is not actually a threat, this can get us in trouble. That's fight. Flight, if our brain does not feel that it can successfully fight off danger, it may decide to try and escape, triggering a flight response. Freeze. Freeze is to try to be very still and quiet until the danger passes. Some people with extreme social anxiety might experience selective mutism, where they find themselves unable to speak in anxiety-provoking situations. So y'all are on vacation and don't nobody really know you can't swim. And so here y'all are right in Jamaica and everybody's jumping off this however tall cliff and you can't even talk. Whoa. You stuck. That's called freeze. Fawning is a fear response where your brain decides to try and please whoever is triggering the fear response to prevent them from causing harm. This response is common in most survivors of trauma who might try to avoid abuse by keeping the abuser as happy as possible. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's called fawning, y'all. And finally, let's talk about how you can overcome fear. And I appreciate y'all for hanging tight with me. I know there was a lot of information. How can you overcome it? That's why we're here tonight, and I'm about to wrap this up. Actually, I'm gonna let you guys jump in if you want to say something, if you want to talk about maybe a time in your life where you had fear that was paralyzing you, that was holding you back. Because I believe there's good fear and then there's bad fear. The fear I'm talking about tonight, it's not the good fear. I mean, we all know don't play with fire. Don't swim if you can't swim. Come on, don't jump in that water. You'd be crazy if you're not skilled. I'm talking about the fear that keeps you from approaching strangers. Whoa. The fear that says if you're in a room of people, you don't say anything. And you do that on purpose because you're afraid to talk to new people. How can you overcome it? Number one, if you're taking notes, one way you can overcome it is to put it into perspective. If you're at work and you've been chosen for a new job, recognize that you were chosen because they saw your value. So put your fear in perspective. Start realizing that if you want to travel the world and you've never flown before, I'm talking to some real folk out there tonight, you're going to have to take a flight. Some folk ain't never flew. We flying all over the world. We're not realizing somebody is back home saying, I can't make the trip this time and they give you an excuse. They give you that reason that they give everybody. But do you know the real reason is that they've never flown? Tonight, I'm talking to somebody who's never flown. I'm talking to somebody who don't drive on the freeway. They only take the back roads. Whoa. I'm talking to somebody tonight that has a beautiful voice, but they're afraid to sing in front of people. Remember, I always say, y'all, switch within moment. It's like if you're dead and people are talking and saying, man, that was the best singer ever in the world. And they're like, nah, this is Eric. Eric wasn't a singer. He built houses. No, he's the greatest singer in the world. Had he only sung. Put your fear into perspective. Now, my note says number 2 is seek help from a mental health professional. I'm going to give them that. Seek help. That's number 2. But let's go back to number 1. And 1B is going to be put your fear into perspective. 1A is going to be seek God.
Whoa.
1A is when you get scared, call on someone that can give you courage, someone that can motivate you like nobody else can, somebody that can talk you into it, even though you're scared, somebody that can lift you up in a time of depression. Because let's be real, some people are afraid and they're living in fear, they're stuck, and they're depressed. They have anxiety. You don't know it because you got your stuff all together. You got everything right. Everything's going smooth in your life. But the person right next to you ain't never flew on an airplane because they scared. You know what another fear I have? Big stacks of paperwork for applications. Trigger, remember, phobia is a trigger. I have a phobia of large stacks of paper that are dealing with, like, say, applying for a 501c3. And you know that big old stack they give you, it's about this thick. And I'm talking real. I'm like, when I see that and it take a half a stack of computer paper to print it out, I immediately get afraid. Like, gosh, what can this be? What can this be? But you know what I realize, y'all, is that let's say it's 50 pages thick. 20 pages of it is just the instructions. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to seek that higher calling, that higher power. And I don't know what y'all are calling them tonight, but I call them God. That's who you need to seek.
Whoa.
You need to seek that higher power because let's face it, your brother can't motivate you like God. He can't give it to you like he can. So before you even put it in perspective, seek a higher source of strength. Let's be real. When I was going through that scary moment back in 2016, I had to consult with my wife. I mean, I was talking to God, true enough, but man, my wife held me down in them moments. And at first she said, "Are you crazy?" To let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. And if it don't work, I'm gonna be totally real. I feel like I could go back to that job.
Whoa.
I felt like the day that I left, I went and told my general manager, I said, "Well, Jason, I'm gonna have to let you go."
Whoa.
You know how long I had been wanting to say that? I had been practicing that at two jobs before that job. That one day I was gonna walk in there and tell those folks, "I'm gonna have to let y'all go."
Whoa.
And do you know, in 2016, I walked in a guy named Jason's office at my job. And if Paul Chappelle is on here tonight, what up, Big Paul? He'll attest to it. I went in there and told him, "I'm gonna have to let y'all go."
Whoa.
But was I scared? Yeah, I was scared. I felt like I really gave myself an out when I said, if this don't work, I can just go back to my job. But do you know it worked? I know y'all think I'm losing it, man, but do you know it worked? I'm building houses. Everybody that know me know that. But do you know I was at my desk on Camp Wisdom in Cockrell Hill, scared.
Whoa.
Super scared. Scared. Man, how I'm gonna pay my bills? I ain't never made this kind of money. I really got it going on at my job. Why would I leave? I don't know if y'all familiar with Peter. It's this story that says it was a guy named Peter who left a boat and started walking he was caught eyes with a guy named Jesus. Why would Peter leave a perfectly safe boat? Why would Eric leave a perfectly safe 6-figure job?
Whoa.
Why? It's not that I'm special, because I'm telling you I was afraid. But I'm telling you also that it worked. Do you know that God will show up right when you show up and get out the boat? Or when you walk and say, "You know what? I know this application is like extra thick, but I'm going to print it anyhow. I need to go get some computer ink. I need to go buy some computer paper because I'm going to just print this thing out anyway." We got to start facing our fears. And I'm telling you tonight that, not to toot my own horn, but after I got out of that job, and I went in there and I had to let my general manager go because I had destiny calling me. Do you know it worked? And so guess what I realized, y'all? Every time fear show up in that manner, I'm not talking about safety. I'm talking about life, that it worked. My daughter-in-law is on here. What up, Aja? Nikki, I see you, Black Man Rising. I see you, Mom and Dad. What up, everybody? But Blanco, I see you, son. What's happening? Aja, Isaiah 41 and 10 says, fear not, for I am with you. Aja, I hope you don't get mad, but I'm going to tell your story. Just this the 30-second version. Aja, working at a shop, doing hair. She was good at it. She was there every day to where they gave her a key. Fast forward, she had the notion to start her own shop. And she was scared. Whoa. Why would she leave a perfectly good job that they had trusted her with the key to, guess what? Build their dreams. Folks will give you the keys to build their dreams. You follow me? And so guess what happened? She left that shop. She's on the live right now. Left that shop, got her own shop. Watch this. And now she has the keys to her own destiny. Whoa. Now she has the keys to her own business. Whoa. And guess what? She's booked. You follow me? Shout out, daughter-in-law. She's booked up, busy, but she was afraid in the moment. What I'm trying to train y'all tonight on Switch Within, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link to call in. If you got something to say, you want to come up, kick it with me, shout me out. You know what I realized, and this is what I'm gonna leave you with before I start bringing folk up. If y'all call in, it's okay to be scared, but don't panic. Have you ever been in the pool and you were just learning how to swim and they told you, hey man, I know you scared, but if you panic, you might drown. Whoa. In life, it's okay to be afraid, but I want you to do it anyway. And I don't want you to panic. A lot of folks are in a state of panic right now. I don't know what Wall Street is going to do. Bitcoin done drop. Short-term rentals and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you know I realized that my source of strength, it's not from man. Whoa. My source of financing, it doesn't come from Wells Fargo or Navy Fed. Whoa. You hear me? When you have your expectations in the right areas of life, fear gonna come, but you have a coach like they ain't never had a coach. It's this past the Hall of Fame. You have a coach, a higher power that I call God, that'll coach you right through your fear. And watch this, apply some favor to your thing. Apply some favor to your book, to your business, to your song, to your marriage, to your kids, to your degrees, whatever. Whoa. Whatever that may be. Once you step out of your boat in life, your metaphorical boat, what's holding you back? Are you scared? That's the power of fear. That's the power of fear, guys, tonight. Because I was scared and my mind was telling me, man, you better not leave this job. You know how hard it is to get a job. You know, you like, hey, man, you the man up here, kind of. People love you up here. Why would you leave that? What I'm telling you is I was scared. My mind was having all, you talking about some triggers. I was having some, who would leave a six-figure job? Put it in the chat. Would you leave a six-figure job and you used to make $4.25 when you used to pour concrete, work in 1,000-degree warehouses, worked for Iron Mountain? I'm just saying my little jobs. I don't know y'all's jobs, but man, when you ain't never had nothing and you finally get a little something, you want to hold it. Who want to let that go? Who wants to let that go? But guess what? The power of fear, it came and I faced it. and I pushed forward. So I'm assuming fear started backing up because I started coming towards it. When the storm hit in my life, ask my wife, I drive into it and I cut them wipers on high, because guess what I realized? Sometimes you can drive in a storm and then right out of it. And guess what? Sometimes you face your fears and it work.
Whoa.
Huh? Sometimes you didn't even know that it was going to work, but it worked. Nothing but love for y'all tonight, man. I'm going to go back in the comments. What up, Mike? One more time. Galvanized Financial TV is in here. My wife, Jackie. Anti Blanco, Aja, Booby. I know y'all in here. 90. What up? Hey, 90. Salute to you. As always, happy birthday to my boy P. Diddy. We celebrated last night. 90 said that fear can paralyze you. Wow. Talked about that. You'll be stuck looking crazy, not even realizing you just scared. Mom and dad, they said that they love me for sharing my life experiences. I love y'all too. And we've gone through a lot of things together, from, mom being sick and dad, here you recently was sick. And you know what I realized? I have an uncle right now that I'm praying for. Y'all keep him in prayer. His name is David Johnson. And so my aunt Renarda, she's been sending out some text messages. But I just want to be real to y'all and show you an example of facing fear. My uncle had a stroke. He's got a lot of medical challenges right now. But do you know I believe in healing right now when it don't look good?
Whoa.
Do you know I believe right now when you can't see it? See, right now he might have tubes and he might have ICU or whatever he's going through, but I can see healing. I can see the future. In my mind, I'm going to believe that he can get well when it's ugly and it don't look like he going to make it. I believe now. I believe when you ain't supposed to believe. Plight and struggle of Black people in America said fear can be a significant hindrance. Absolutely. Keep helping people help themselves, Big E. Much love, Black Man Rising. Brother Lorenzo Gray. 90 said, yes, Keedy has encouraged me through some major times in my life too. Keedy, my wife, is cold in crisis. Oh, my baby is cold in crisis. Sometimes you need good counsel when you're scared and you don't know what to do. I'm not saying I know how to do everything, right? Just Superman pushing through stuff. Nah, I'm scared. I'm sitting at my desk, suited, 100 G's a year. Why would I leave this? But I was afraid to leave it. But my wife, that good counsel, she helped. Isaiah 41:10, for fear not, for I am with you. Much love to Aja, Booby, my son. Daughter-in-law is a beast. Aja, beast. Nikki said, yes, faith without works is dead. Come on, 90. That's real. And you know what I learned, 90, is that faith is doing it when you can't see it. Hell, anybody can do it when they see it. Anybody is, I'm the man when I got a pocket full of hundreds. But are you the man when you broke and you got lint in your pocket and you have to go forth and face that fear then when you're uncomfortable? Jackie Johnson said, I was scared to open the restaurant, but through God and us touching and agreeing, having faith, it was one of our greatest accomplishments and experiences. Shout out to Mother's Basket, man. We did it for 5 years. And that's another example of something that we were afraid, but we did it anyway.
Whoa.
We were scared, but we did it anyway.
Whoa.
Hey, tonight, y'all, Switch Within moment of the night is just to let you know whatever you're going through in life, safety fear, yes. If it's dangerous, don't do it. But if it's holding you back, try to push forth. Try to push forth anyway. Try to get good at it, because you know what I realized after I left my job, that I was afraid to leave, and it worked. And I ain't never even missed it. Not one time. I passed by it, and I always think, man, I wonder what Big Paul over there doing. And I need my boy Big Paul with me, you know, but I haven't missed that job. I swear, not one time. I never missed it because it worked. And that may not happen in your life in a perfect way. It may not be storybook, but if you fall down, get up, try it again. If you do something and it don't work, try it again. Don't let bad events stop you from being who you're supposed to be in life. Like, I feel that a lot of us are just like kids, or how am I trying to say it? We're all just hurt kids. All us grown folk walking around, man, we still holding stuff from when we was 10 years old. Man, I'm still scared because I almost drowned in the pool over here with so-and-so, and now I wouldn't dare swim. Man, start back swimming. Let's face these fears, because it paralyzes us and it keeps us stuck. Living your passion. Every time I talk to someone, I was at an event last night, man. It was my cousin P. Diddy's birthday party, and I was talking to a young lady, and she was talking about her job, and I just busted out and said, well, what's your exit strategy? Or have I asked you that before? She was like, yeah, we done talk, you know. Shout out to her, because she has an exit strategy. She wants to get into some other things. But that's my thing, y'all, in life. I'm going to start asking folk, what's your passion? And what are you doing to live in it? And what's holding you back? Tonight, we talked about fear. We talked about getting paralyzed with fear. And we also talked about facing our fear. Man, I love y'all, and I appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. Much love, and I'll see y'all next month. Everything you want in life, I believe, is right outside your comfort zone.
Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Author Eric Johnson, The Switch Within. Sunday Night Live.